American surprises will give Zelensky more F-16 jets just showed up in the latest US shipment to Ukraine.
I'd tell Zelensky, that's enough, it's time to make a deal. And I'd say to Putin, if you don't make a deal, we'll give them even more, way more than they've gotten so far if we have to. Because war is costing us our best, our heroes, our men, women, and even children. But we're not ready to give up our freedom to a terrorist like Putin. That's why we fight.
On the ground in Ukraine, F-16 fighter jets have been making a huge impact. Russian forces panic when these jets go on the attack because their defense systems are basically useless against the F-16's jamming technology. Explosions light up the battlefield, and Trump's words only fueled the momentum. After his warning, Trump took action and sent $350 million worth of F-16 spare parts to Ukraine. According to him, this is just the beginning. The goal is clear: weaken Putin's military. Recent reports from the front lines show that F-16s have crippled Russian operations. Bridges have been destroyed, supply lines cut off, and headquarters bombed. Even Russia's supposedly impenetrable air defenses are failing.
Ukrainian pilots are punching holes through Russia's defense systems, leaving them struggling for air superiority. In just a few weeks, Ukrainian F-16s have set fire to dozens of key Russian positions, many of which house top commanders. Since April 12th, their operations have only intensified. The F-16s first provided air cover, then switched to offense. While Russian missiles were still in the air targeting Ukrainian cities, Ukrainian jets scrambled to intercept. Not only did they take down incoming missiles, they also chased down Iranian-made drones. These drones didn't stand a chance.
With enough fuel and supplies, the Ukrainian Air Force launched a counter-offensive, targeting sites inside Russia. The plan was pre-coordinated. They calculated that Russian defenses wouldn't be ready for a surprise attack from F-16s flying deep behind their lines. The jets struck with precision, hitting Russian missile depots and launch sites in Donbas and near Belgorod. First, the F-16s disabled radar systems, then teamed up with French Mirage 2000 jets to torch Russian arsenals. This became routine. F-16s, now a favorite among Ukrainian pilots, have proven to be highly effective against Russian air defenses, thanks to their agility, radar-guided missiles, and electronic warfare systems. They neutralize Russian radar networks within seconds, leaving no time for a counterattack. Meanwhile, jets like the MiG-29 and Mirage 2000 finish the job with precision bombs. As a result, the Russian army is taking massive hits both on the front lines and at key logistics hubs. Then came the Belgorod raids. On April 20th, Ukrainian F-16 struck Russian supply depots across the border with pinpoint accuracy at midnight. The explosions continued into the morning, turning truckloads of ammo into fireballs.
While Russia downplayed the damage, videos on social media told a different story: entire sites in flames. Later that morning, F-16s coordinated with MiG-29s loaded with French-made AASM precision bombs. These bombs are 99.9% accurate, wiping out everything around them. The target, a crucial Russian military supply bridge.
In a textbook example of joint operations, the planes destroyed it and the collapse was captured on video second by second. Experts say cutting off that route caused chaos behind Russian lines. Adding to the disruption was the approval of more spare parts, far beyond just sensors and engines. These include critical avionics upgrades, worn-out fuselage parts, and entire wiring systems.
Still, a big concern for Ukraine remains. Can we keep our F-16s operational if the war drags on? Trump, calling this just the beginning, appears to be preparing for a long-term investment in Ukrainian air power. As part of this push, Ukraine deployed Mirage 2000s alongside the F-16s.
In just 2 weeks, they struck 19 high-value Russian sites, including command centers, radar stations, and ammo depots. Night vision footage showing the destruction was all over social media the next morning. While Russia insisted the damage was limited, field reports painted a picture of complete disarray.
So how does this air superiority translate on the ground? Ukraine has started launching ground attacks with guided bombs. The F-16s identify weak points in Russian defenses using radar hunting tactics, then coordinate with ground forces for a strike. The destruction of logistics hubs, especially near Belgorod, has paralyzed Russian frontline operations. Videos from the battlefield show massive explosions at key supply drop points. While Ukraine was conducting air sweeps, Trump suddenly announced he was pulling out of peace talks with Russia. The timing raised eyebrows. Sources inside the White House said Trump had grown tired of Putin's indecision.
If you don't want peace, we'll give Zelensky more than ever. Russia will pay the price.
This statement sent shockwaves through Russian leadership. The Kremlin accused the U.S. of escalating the war, but Ukraine welcomed the move. Ukrainian media reported that more weapons deals were on the way, boosting both their defense and offense. As a first step, the U.S. announced a $350 million shipment of F-16 spare parts, solving Ukraine's biggest headache, keeping their jets in service. Some reports say even old F-16 airframes and engines are being pulled from storage in Arizona's boneyard to be stripped for parts, not for flying but to keep the current fleet active. This means more F-16s will stay airborne with fewer grounded for repairs.
On top of that, the U.S. State Department approved a $310 million package for pilot training and support, helping Ukrainian pilots adapt quickly to the jets. The F-16 is now set to become the backbone of Ukraine's Air Force. In this new phase, Ukraine's Air Force will be more reliable and persistent.
Trump's position, no deal? Then we give Zelensky more, sounds almost like an ultimatum, hinting he's ready to abandon peace talks altogether. Once seen as a neutral negotiator in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, Trump has recently taken a much tougher stance. Now the U.S. may supply not just F-16s but next-gen drones, advanced missile defense systems, and more ground vehicles. Ukrainian pilots are also expecting upgraded weapon systems, radar kits, and next-gen electronic warfare tools. Some analysts even suggest the U.S. could provide AWACS-style surveillance planes. Experts say this would be a game-changer. Russia's supply lines and air defenses, already strained by the F-16s, could collapse further. Adding more advanced U.S. technology would only make Moscow's job harder.
Ukrainian forces are thrilled. Morale is high, and many believe that Russia is no longer safe, not even inside its own borders. While no deep strike attacks have been officially confirmed due to international agreements, border areas like Belgorod and key Russian logistics hubs are already within reach of Ukrainian jets. In response, Russia has launched a massive defensive buildup. But Trump's ultimatum complicates things. We'll give Zelensky even more tools to make life harder for an already shaky